When they finally told you this had to do with some kidnapping, like what were you thinking?
What the fuck am I doing here? I didn't do anything. To be honest, like, I'm innocent.
And you don't even know who the lady is? Do you know who Savannah Guthrie is?
No. I don't follow the news.
Right.
I don't watch.
You don't watch the Today Show?
No.
So this was a complete shock.
It was.
What kind of questions were they asking you?
Nothing. They didn't ask me no questions.
This is the exact moment an innocent man realized he was the prime suspect in a national kidnapping case. Carlos just walked free, but the damage is done. The authorities just made a massive mistake in the Nancy Guthrie investigation, and it's all caught on camera.
Outside the house that is now being searched where this subject lived, we're told, there was a traffic stop close by. This is the subject being questioned in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. This is Josephina. Yes. This is her house, and the subject is her son-in-law. Yeah, is that right? Yeah. Tell me how this happened. Where was he when he was detained?
My daughter and him and the kids, my grandkids, were doing door dashing when they got stopped here, and I don't know what kind of questions they asked them. But when we got home, I wasn't at home. When we got home, we found out that they took my son out. They went inside. They busted the doors from my house. They went inside and took my son to the living room and had him handcuffed, and then got him outside. That's when the time that we got home, and we asked what was going on, and they couldn't say anything. And they said, and I asked him to have a search warrant to go in my house, and they said we don't need a search warrant. We could go do that if we want to. So I told them, yeah, I think you need a search warrant. Why did you break my door? You took my son the wrong way. I mean, you hurt him. His wrists were with the handcuffs.
Let me ask you, were you familiar with the Nancy Guthrie case? Had you seen that she was missing?
Like I told you, I saw it on Facebook, but since I don't know her, I didn't read what was going on. The story.
Did they take electronic devices at all? Did they take your phone?
I don't have anything. They took my phone.
They
took my phone, my husband's phone, my daughter's phone, my grandkid's phone, and my son-in-law's phone.
Let me show you these pictures really quick, Josephina, of, just give me a second, I gotta pull them up on my phone. These are the pictures from outside Nancy Guthrie's house. This is who they're looking for. Do the eyes look like your son-in-law at all?
No, not at all.
Do you see the mouth?
Yeah, no. He doesn't look at all.
Brian, can you ask what her son-in-law's name is?
What's his name?
It's Carlos. Carlos Palazuelos.
Sorry, what's his name?
Carlos.
Carlos.
Yes.
And what's his last name?
Palazuelos.
Okay.
I don't know, yeah. So...
Can you imagine being out with your grandkids, just trying to make a living doing DoorDash, and suddenly your house is being swarmed by federal agents? Josephina is visibly shaken here, and for good reason. She describes the authorities literally busting down the doors of her home while her family was just trying to go about their day. The most chilling part is that they were doing this based on a whim that turned out to be a total dead end. When she asks about a search warrant, the response she claims to have received is terrifying. Law enforcement telling a citizen they don't need one. That is a massive red flag for anyone concerned about civil liberties. They took every single electronic device in that house, including the phones of the grandkids. This wasn't just a search, it was a complete dismantling of a family's privacy for a lead that didn't even pan out. You can see the confusion in her eyes. She saw the missing person flyers on Facebook, but she had zero connection to the victim.
They helped me against my will. They didn't read me my rights until 2 hours later. Okay? You know what I mean? My wrist is all fucking swollen. From the handcuffs. And
did you have any idea
that
this was about him? Do you know who Nancy?
Look closely at his wrists. Those marks aren't just from a quick detention. Carlos is showing actual physical swelling from how tightly he was bound. He's claiming they held him for 2 hours before even mentioning his rights. If you're sitting there thinking this could never happen to you, think again. He was just a guy delivering doors for work. He wasn't running, he wasn't hiding, he actually pulled over for them. The level of aggression described here versus the actual evidence they had is staggering. He's standing there in total disbelief, asking the same question any of us would. What am I even doing here? It highlights a desperate need for a win in this kidnapping case, but desperate moves usually lead to these kinds of total whiffs. When an investigation starts targeting people who are absolutely oblivious to the crime, it means the real kidnappers are getting further and further away while the clock is ticking.
That search happened right behind me. It went on for a couple of hours. There were all types of, law enforcement vehicles, police tape, the red and blue lights. And then all of a sudden, investigators just packed it up and took off. And at that point, we had access to the house that was being searched. And I talked to a man named Carlos. He told us that he was the guy who was detained for questioning during a traffic stop.
This is the walk of shame for an investigation. You see the police tape coming down and the units packing up their gear. After hours of searching Josephina's home and interrogating her son-in-law, they found absolutely nothing. This is the definition of a dead end. While the FBI and local sheriffs were focused on this house in Rio Rico, the third ransom note was already dropping via TMZ. It's a total embarrassment for the department and a gut-wrenching blow for the Guthrie family. Every hour spent on the wrong lead is an hour where Nancy isn't being found. The contrast between the high-intensity raid and this quiet, defeated pack-up tells the whole story. They thought they had their guy, but instead, they just traumatized a family and let the trail go cold. The investigation is in total freefall. Drop a comment below if you think the FBI needs to change their strategy before it's too late.